IRCC conducted another draw on 12th October. IRCC shocked us with a cutoff score higher than our expectation. This means the pool breakdown should be an interesting one. I request you to watch the full video carefully to understand what happened. So let's find out. Hello and welcome to Canadian Dream. This channel is all about Canadian immigration related news and updates. In today's video, we'll talk about the latest express entry draw result. We'll try to break down the pool size and do some analysis on it. So, IRCC conducted their latest express entry draw on 12th October 2022. 4,250 invitations were sent out and the cutoff score was 500. By the way, I already shared this result right after the draw. If you have missed it, you probably haven't subscribed to my channel yet or you forgot to press the bell icon. I try to share express entry updates with you as early as possible. So you may consider subscribing if you want regular and timely updates. For this draw, my prediction was 497 for the cutoff score and I was expecting 4,250 invitations. My prediction of 4,250 invitations was on point and the cutoff score prediction was short by 3 points. This is a bit of shock to see the cutoff score higher than my prediction. This is the second time this happened. The last time it happened, we saw IRCC revising its cutoff score. However, they did not revise it this time. This means that the pool breakdown should be interesting to see. Watch the full video carefully to understand what happened. We have seen IRCC increase the draw size by 500 in the last 3 draws and we were little puzzled about the draw size this time. But gladly, they continued the 500 increments this time as well. Let's move to the express entry pool, break it down and analyze it. IRCC shared a pool breakdown as of 10th October and this is how it looked. The latest draw was conducted on 12th October. 4,250 invitations were sent out and the cutoff score was 500. First, let's find out how many new candidates were added to the pool between the draw on 28th September and the 12th October draw. Let's start by comparing the number of new candidates to our prediction. In the range of 601 to 1200, we were expecting 506 candidates. Bad news, 601 candidates were added. Between 501 to 600, 936 candidates were expected. The biggest shock came here. 1,645 candidates were added. This is the highest addition we have seen in this range so far. Between 491 to 500, 179 candidates were expected, but 399 candidates were actually added. Between 481 to 490, 143 candidates were anticipated, but 212 candidates were added. Between 471 to 480, 102 candidates were expected, but only 12 got added. Between 461 to 470, 32 candidates were supposed to get added, but 166 candidates got reduced instead. Between 451 to 460, 8 candidates were expected to get added and 18 got removed. Overall, 2,685 candidates were added in the 451 to 1200 range, which is 779 more than our prediction. So all in all, the number of new additions to the pool was pretty big this time. To understand the pattern of new additions better, let's look at their trends. In the 601 to 1200 range, we can see a significant increase this time, but it still has the downward trend. The 501 to 600 range has witnessed a record addition and the trend line has now become much more steep and upward. The 491 to 500 range also showed a big rise this time, the highest we have seen in the recent times. This also has a steep upward trend now. In the 481 to 490 range, we can see a major spike this time. The trend has shifted upward as well. The 471 to 480 range has a steep downward slope. The 461 to 470 range continues with its fluctuations. The overall trend is awkwardly downward. The 451 to 460 range continues with its unpredictable behavior. On the whole, new candidates in the 451 to 1200 range now has an upward trend. Many of you might have suspected the recent PNPs, especially the ones from Saskatchewan and Ontario, to cause this unexpected cutoff score, but this wasn't the case. Only 601 PNP candidates got added, which is not a very big number. So, what caused the cutoff score to be so high? I initially thought of 3 possible reasons. One of them was, of course, another goof off from IRCC. but we haven't seen any revision from IRCC, which leaves me with two possible reasons. Number one, a big number of candidates were added to the pool. There was a huge increase in the candidate numbers in the 501 to 600 range. There were 2,785 candidates in this range. The number of candidates in the 600 plus range was also higher than my prediction. There were 600 candidates in this range. Overall, 3,386 candidates had CRS between 501 to 1200. So, out of 4,250 ITS, 3,386 were used up to cover the candidates with CRS 501 and above. There were 4,250 minus 3,386, which is 864 ITs in hand for the 491 to 500 range. The 401 to 500 range also had a notable increase this time. 399 candidates were added to this range. And we saw from the pool that there were 6,384 candidates in this range before the draw. If we do numeric distribution of candidates in this range, there were 6,384 divided by 10, which is 638 candidates per point. So with numeric distribution, that is candidates evenly spread out in the range without an skew, each CRS point should have had 638 candidates, meaning there should have been 638 candidates with the CRS 500. We had 864 ITS left for the range, which is higher than 638, but still the cutoff score could not cross the 500 mark. So there were more candidates with a CRS of 500 than the suggested number by the numeric distribution. We can see that the tiebreaker hit 10th October, which is just 2 days before the draw. This means almost everyone with CRS 500 was invited. So we can see in the next draw, ITS remaining after covering CRS 501 and above will start inviting from CRS 499. CRS 500 having more candidates than our expectation is not something we should be worried about, because this also suggests that the other points in this range should have less number of candidates in them. So there is a possibility of a bigger drop in the next draw. The main culprit is the unreal number of addition to the pool. If this doesn't come back to the normal, then the drop in cutoff score will be slowed down. New candidates in the 600 plus range make sense. They're coming from PNPs. But why do you think so many candidates keep getting added to this 501 to 600 range? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Number 2. Candidates added in the last 2 days. Did you notice that the pool always gives us data from 1 or 2 days before the draw? The draw was conducted on 12th October, but the pool shows us data as of 10th October. There could be a big number of addition to the pool that happened between the 10th and the 12th of October. If a good number of candidates with CRS 500 and above were added in these 2 days, they will definitely pull the cutoff score up, or it could be a combination of these two reasons. To summarize, even though the draw size increased by 500 and hit the 4,250 mark, the number of new addition to the pool, especially in the 501 to 600 range, was way higher than our prediction, which caused the draw in CRS to slow down. I'll say let's not worry about all this much. These are out of our control. We really can't stop people from getting added to the pool. We all are trying to fulfill our Canadian dreams. So let's focus on the bright side. The draw size was increased by 500 again. If they keep increasing it by 500 a few more times, then things will change very quickly. Time to look at the pool size after the draw. So on the 12th October, 4,250 invitations were sent out and the cutoff score was 500. So from 4,250 invitations, 601 were used up by the candidates with 600 plus scores. From the remaining ITs, 2,785 were sent to cover all the candidates in the 501 to 600 CRS range. After this, there were no candidates with CRS 501 and above. The remaining 864 ITs were dedicated for the 491 to 500 range. There were 6,384 candidates in this range. So after sending out 864 invitations, there should be 5,520 candidates left in this range. So that's the pool breakdown after the draw on 12th October. Now, if you have been watching my videos carefully, you should be able to make your prediction by looking at this table. If you're able to calculate and come up with a prediction, let me know by commenting below. If you want to know my prediction, I'll try to share it as soon as possible. I hope this video was helpful. Please let me know if you liked it or if you have any problem understanding my explanation. Your feedback can help me make better videos for you. To get regular updates on Express Entry, do subscribe and click on the bell icon. You can also follow me on Facebook and Instagram. I'm also available on TikTok right now. You can follow me there as well. I try to share regular updates in my socials. That's all for today. Thank you for watching.